Okay, so this one is going to split and divide opinion, quite literally in some cases. So I've been sent a few emails about this post now. Essentially, what it is a motorcyclist going past or trying to go past a police car where the adjacent lane is closed off with cones. So obviously they're trying to filter through traffic, which is something I'll come back to in a minute, and the police car says no. Let's watch it first, and then let's chat about it. And that's it. So police officer says no. So motorcycling filtering between lanes should be done in slow-moving traffic. Now, there's not a great deal that the highway code says about this, apart from it should be done slowly, should be done carefully, the driver should be aware that motorcyclists might be filtering through traffic, and to filter through in and of itself suggests that you are between two things. And so looking at this from a dictionary definition standpoint, which is what, believe it or not, many cases rest upon when they end up in court, a filter is between two things. And so in the case of filtering between traffic, it would be between two cars in two separate lanes. So motorcyclists among you will know that this should be done slowly and carefully. Some of you that are not so careful do that quickly and put yourselves and other people at risk. So don't do that. So filtering through traffic should really be done between two lanes. Now, the interesting thing here is that the second lane is actually closed off with cones. It's just coned off. So it is technically still physically there, but it's closed so far as all the drivers are concerned. And so there is nothing else to filter between. So I can understand the police officer's concern here, because if you look at this image where it shows from this point here, there is not a great deal of space between those vehicles and the cones without potentially, if the vehicle is too close to the lane divider, the motorcyclist might have no choice but to end up on the wrong side of the cones, putting workers, should there be any, or worker vehicles, should there be any, in danger in that closed off road. So the risk is quite high that the motorcyclist going down might have to squeeze between, particularly even the first vehicle in front of the police vehicle is a lorry. There you can see from here, I don't ride motorcycles, but I would not want to ride between that lorry and the cones for fear of having to go the other side of the cones if the lorry were to move a little bit closer to that lane divide. And then obviously that puts other people at risk. So I can understand the police officer here saying that he's not happy about this rider filtering past. Many of you that ride motorcycles may take a different view to this. And if this were to end up in court, it would be quite an interesting one. But I believe the court would take the view that filtering should be between two lanes and between two sets of vehicles. There was nothing else to filter between. And therefore, it is simply a case of the rider should hold back and stay in line. That might not be what many motorcyclists want to hear, but I think that would be the safer route. Now, in many cases, this might be a non-event and nothing might happen. But in the event that the motorcyclist does filter through and hit a lorry, or the lorry hits him or whatever, particularly as in this case here, clearly it's been recorded on video. If that were all recorded and shown to the court, I believe the court would take the view that the motorcyclist has put himself in danger by filtering where there is no second lane to the right-hand side. And it is incumbent upon all road users to take reasonable care of yourself and other road users. And if you are the one that has predominantly caused the danger, then you are inherently to blame. And I'll give you an example. There was one case that came to me whereby a driver pulled in front of a lorry, albeit it was one of these merging lanes. They did pull in front of the lorry, and then the lorry came into the back of this vehicle. Their argument, the driver's argument, was that the lorry went into the back of them, should have held back, and then there wouldn't have been a collision. But because of all the dash cam footage, this was particularly looking from the perspective of the lorry driver, because the dash cam footage showed that this vehicle essentially forced their way in at the last moment, then it was not the lorry driver's fault. The driver should have held back. And so it's a bit of a myth that just because someone goes into the back of you, that is automatically their fault. In that case, both insurance companies were in agreement that it was not the lorry driver's fault for going to the back of the vehicle, it was the vehicle's fault for pulling in essentially too late. So as I repeat, it is incumbent upon all road users to take reasonable care of yourself and other road users. And so if you put yourself in danger, then you might only have yourself to blame and you might be the author of your own misfortune. But as I say, this might split opinions quite literally in some cases. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.